Good evening, I'm Jasmine Lowson. The headlines in London tonight. On trial for Meredith's murder, the court hears from the investigator who first interviewed suspect Amanda Knox. 50 years of Ladbroke Grove history. A group of young filmmakers bring the highs and lows to the big screen. And fighting fit, footballer Ian Wright teams up with Croydon residents to help tackle obesity. First tonight, the court in the Italian town of Perugia has been hearing new evidence today in the trial of the couple accused of killing Colston student Meredith Kircher. Her former flatmate Amanda Knox is one of those in the dock. She claims she was forced into confessing to the murder at a police interview, but that's denied by the investigator who was there. Ronke Phillips reports.
A relaxed and smiling Amanda Knox makes her way across the Italian courtroom to sit beside her lawyer under the gaze of the cameras, family members and other legal staff. Today, Vita Sakara, the woman who first questioned Knox, told the court how the American had gone to the police station voluntarily. Miss Knox has previously claimed she was hit during the interview and forced into giving a confession. But Miss Sakara told the court the interview was firm but polite. Yesterday, the hearing in Perugia heard how Knox allegedly performed cartwheels in the reception area as she waited to be questioned. Miss Knox and her boyfriend, Raphael Solecito, are accused of murdering Meredith Kircher, who is from Colston in Surrey, after she allegedly refused to take part in a drug-fueled sex game. Rudy Herman Guede was found guilty of Miss Kircher's murder and sexual assault in a separate trial last year. He was sentenced to 30 years in prison. Miss Knox's father, Kurt, was again in court to hear the evidence. The trial continues. Ronke Phillips, London Tonight.
In other news, a 21-year-old man appeared in court charged with the murder of Culher Wadley on Wildson High Street last week. The 19-year-old was stabbed to death on a petrol station forecourt. Andrew Spence from Ealing appeared before magistrates in Brent and was remanded in custody until June. He's also charged with the attempted murder of another 19-year-old. And Heston Blumenthal's award-winning restaurant has had to be closed after a food poisoning scare. The TV chef has shut the Fat Duck in Bray in Berkshire as a precaution while tests are carried out. Over 30 people are reported to have felt ill, but the source remains a mystery. A film documenting the history of Ladbroke Grove had its world premiere in the capital last night. Grove Roots is the work of 8 young people who researched, directed and produced the whole film themselves. Emma Moley was there.
A sought-after area well known for its popular market, multicultural feel and, of course, the Hugh Grant film. For millions of film viewers worldwide, this corner of West London will forever be the cheerful backdrop for that feel-good love story. 4 decades earlier, it was an altogether different story. Some of the worst rioting in British history played out on these streets. But 50 years on, a group of budding filmmakers are trying to rewrite the area's history by showing just how far it's come from that violent week in 1958. In the Electric Cinema tucked away in Portobello Road, a group of 8 young directors aged between 15 and 17 were able to bring this less talked about part of Notting Hill to a public audience.
The history of Ladbroke Grove is fundamental to the history of this country.
When I first came to live here, I think I had the impression which you have, I think, in lots of bits of London, which is how extraordinary it is, how close different types of places are in London. You think you're in the richest part of London, you go one street down, you're in a completely different area.
We recruited the young people who were all very enthusiastic and bright and really interested in the topic and wanted to learn filmmaking. They made the film and that's what we saw today.
I hope to move into the profession one day, and I think that this was definitely a great boost upwards.
Us doing this has helped other teenagers to realise that, you know, if someone gives us an opportunity, we can actually take it upon ourselves to go and do something, and we've got somewhere today.
After a well-received first showing, Grove Roots will now be played at 20 other venues across London. MK Umolu, London Tonight.
Good for them. Now, former Arsenal striker Ian Wright's been in Croydon today, helping local residents keep fit. He's been holding a Fitter Families Roadshow with plenty of games and advice on how to stay healthy. Well, earlier we spoke to Ian about what he's been doing.
We're getting people out here, enjoying themselves, not even realising they're doing exercises together as families, and, you know, it's been fantastic. It's been fantastic. The obesity levels are rising on a massive scale. I think we're leading the world in obesity levels right now. So whatever we can do to get the families together, get the kids realising that they need to do something, some form of exercise, some form of healthier lifestyle,